Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Many men can be delusional. You know what is funny, we always talking about how women are delusional out here. Many women are, you got these women, they ain't the most attractive. They got a bunch of liabilities, not the most educated, thinking they're gonna get some man who's making six figures. And high six figures, even millions. Or thinking some guy, that same guy, he doesn't have kids or anything, wants to take care of her and her 4 kids by 5 men. Paternity fraud, yo. Paternity, she ain't sure. So this is like, wait a minute, that's very delusional. But in general, men tend to be more rational, more realistic, just in general. But one thing I'm seeing, a lot of men are delusional. A lot of men are delusional. You have some men out here who feel like, hey, they can get that top-notch woman. They can get that dime, everything, that very attractive woman, yet they don't have anything attractive about themselves. And then refuse to work on themselves. That's delusion. I was like, well, what is it about you this woman should find attractive and stuff? Like they'll say money, yeah, these women want money. Okay, you believe that, but a lot of guys ain't, okay, you working on something to make some real money. If you believe that, that means and you want that woman, that means you should be working on something, but they ain't working on anything. Or you get some of these guys who believe, hey, you gotta be that 6'2", model looking dude. And I'm gonna get into that in a second. Okay, if that's what you sincerely believe, but yeah, okay, if that's not you, and you think you gotta be that to get the woman, why are you still thinking you can get the woman? You got a lot of guys out there that want something but don't want to work. And let me talk about that thing because, look, let's just be real. Yeah, if a guy 6'2" and look like a model, he's gonna get some attention. But a reality out here is that many men who aren't those things are getting women and are in happy relationships, And it's greater than that, it's cool to say that 80-20 thing. It's cool to say that. And, people say what's online, but it's mostly men online. So the women are going to go for the most attractive anyway. What's happening out in the streets? Most people still meet in the real world. They still encounter each other. And they still, and you know what? The men who are getting them, they ain't looking like some model dude. And as much as I push body game, they ain't super muscular, but they still getting something. They still getting a decent woman out here. And not necessarily a supermodel, but a real woman. Because see, here's the thing. They dealing with the reality. They dealing with their situation. They are staying in their lane. They ain't following a fantasy. Because I'm gonna tell you what, there's a lot of fantasy out here that's promoted to men as well. A whole lot of fantasy. You get these movies where the nerdy dude don't got much going on, still get that like very beautiful woman. That's just as much a fantasy as, that low class woman getting a billionaire. Shit, that's a big part of that stuff. That shy girl getting a billionaire. But they got stuff for men too, just not as prevalent, but it's still there. And unfortunately, you see some men, they're like that. They're like that. And I'm gonna tell you what, there's a whole lot of women who are in the diesel category. Shout out Master Teacher BGS for the octane scale, and the diesels are basically the sex workers. There's a whole lot of men who are getting played. Like a very prominent place actually is online. Very prominent place. You go on many of these social media sites. You go on that TikTok or, I ain't sure about TikTok. I got some on TikTok, but I ain't gonna give it to y'all yet. But on IG, some guys, they wanna know, yeah, they following the woman. You can see, following some nice, fine women, but you see some guys in the comments and everything, and they just like, yeah, they trying to shoot their shot. And I'm like, okay, there's a whole bunch of people to shoot that shot with. And then also be hitting the DMs and everything, not thinking that same attractive woman getting 500 others. But then there's that game that some women run on them. You get the attractive woman, she says she sees Mark, And she'll hit you up, be real friendly, want to chat and everything. And then eventually they want some money. And I'm just like, man, I've had a few insult me like that. Yeah, it's an insult. Because I even said it. I said, I look like I pay. Apparently I did, but I fooled them, huh? To them. But they probably, I say, man, they got a whole bunch though. But because of some guy's delusion, she gonna get some money. Oh yeah, this beautiful woman like me. I've seen that in the real world. I knew this dude, older dude. And you know what, if he checking me out, he can see this because he was doing some fucked up shit, you know? This dude, okay, dude already older. He talking to this woman from overseas, from one of these Asian countries. And he said, yeah, I got to work to get her over here and everything. She's in love. She wants to get married. And I'm like looking at him and I say, well, you know, some of those women be trying to play you and stuff. And he ready to argue with me about it. I was like, okay, dude, this woman, she going to come over here for some guy who's not working, you know, really don't got much going for him on a physical basis and stuff, you know, having trouble, having trouble like keeping gas in his car, but she gonna come over here. It's like, come on now, come on. But a lot of women want that because, hey, they're getting paid and stuff. Shoot, that's why a lot of these guys, especially a lot of guys think they gotta pay for women. Shoot, like they could be deluded thinking that woman really loved them for who they are or like them for who they are. You know, if a woman like you, you don't have to pay just to entertain her. She just wants to be around you. That's just that simple. Now, if y'all get in a relationship or something, even then, you're not really paying her. Y'all get in like a serious relationship, shoot. You know, y'all just spending time together. You might like to go someplace. But you get some guys deluded. They thinking, oh yeah, she want me. Oh, it ain't tricking if you got it. No, come on, you deluded. Because the biggest delusion is thinking this woman gonna like you. And many men are, and they're getting played because of that. And now something to really think about, something to deal. You got to deal with the reality. The reality. First of all, the main reality is who you are. Seriously. Ain't no shame in thinking, okay, why would this attractive woman really want me? Ain't no shame in thinking that, you know. Because, you know, guys want me to talk about defensive game. Shoot, the first reality is, why would this woman want you? Now, I know I talked about confidence last week, but let's just be real. Let's just be real. A lot of these guys they know deep down they ain't got it. But they want to face the illusion, and then the woman plays into it, you know? So first thing is deal with the reality of who you are, and then work on yourself to change it, and then just face it. Face where you are. Face and be realistic about your chances, what lane you in, and everything. And once you're comfortable with that, you can actually find a good woman, a decent woman, and somebody who gets you. But you got to work on yourself, and you got to be realistic. You know, you got to be realistic. Don't delude yourself. Don't be the male equivalent of these like broke down women who think they're going to get some millionaire. Don't be the equivalent, because that's exactly what you're doing. That's why exactly a lot of guys getting played. You know, paying money. I'm hearing stories about men sending money to women overseas and stuff that they never met. Like, please. Oh man, I can't even understand that. I can't even think of the circumstance I would do that. A woman would have to pay me to even think about it. She would have to pay me. Say, Rob, I'm gonna give you $1,000 to think about sending me some money back. All right, you can pay me. I'll take your money. So anyway, though, I want y'all to think about that. Like, look, going through life, be realistic about who you are and the circumstances. And then once you're realistic, this ain't saying it's going to be a bad thing. You can realistically deal with the circumstances. You can change what you can and learn to live with what you can't change. That's what it means to be a man. All right. So anyway, that's all I have for today. I'll get back with y'all. Well, I keep doing that, knowing I'm gonna do some car video be like this and stuff. Anyway, I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.